I have to figure out how I show you my morning routine and my morning thoughts without making it super awkward and this kind of thingy. Um, Anyhow, everything we do, whether it's how we organize our room and what we choose to show and how we dress and how we speak and the stories we tell, and it's also we show others what we want to show them. We're trying to tell a certain story about ourselves, to ourselves and to others. In story, I mean, I'm trying to prove to myself that I am some things and that I'm not some other things. And so to prove that to myself, I need to show myself, certain stories, show myself how I've been a hero here and how I've been a very bad boy here, doing this something. We tell stories. If I want to attract someone else, I'll tell them a specific story. If I want someone to be my friend or like me or trust me or do business with me, we're trying to tell a certain story to everyone all the time. If we wouldn't care, we would not put any effort into dressing, into grooming ourselves, into working out, we do a lot of these things that shape the way we're perceived. It's also we tell a certain story. Because some stories in our minds mean good and some stories in our minds mean not so good. While reading this morning, I thought, I can notice sometimes that I have a tendency to exaggerate something and then only notice afterwards, right? So exaggerate kind of by default. Let's say, I'll give you an example. So let's say you want to come and visit me from, I don't know, the north of the country. Not even, the same city, but like you're living on the other side and you have no clue how to get to me. I can tell you, yeah, it's no problem. Look, you have like one bus. It could be like 25 minutes, 30 minutes if you go on it at the right time. No problem, easy peasy. The bus station is super close to my house. I can tell you all like the good things, right? It's kind of like I'm selling specific things, but I probably round it upwards, right? If I say like it takes 25 minutes, in reality, it doesn't take 25 minutes 90% of the time. It can take 25 minutes, but usually it probably doesn't. If I was completely honest as I can, and I was completely transparent, no alternative motives, like I'm just, the average is probably way higher than that. I would probably tell you 40 minutes or something like that. If I flip the scenario and I think, okay, you're someone I really don't want at my house, and I and I don't have the guts to tell you, but I'm gonna try and but I don't want you here too much. I'll probably round it in the opposite direction, right? So I'll probably tell you, yeah, buses here are shit. If you want to come here by public transport, man, good luck. It's like 45 minutes on a good day. You have to walk a little bit to the bus and from it. So, in reality, you can think of it as like an hour trip. It's up to you, I mean, but it's... Now, that's not something I do consciously, right? I don't think of this as use this method to kind of bend reality. And to be honest, because I'm trying to be so transparent and so, open and honest all the time, when I notice myself doing something like this, I kind of get pissed at myself. And usually if I notice quickly enough, I try to correct. But it definitely occurs. It definitely happens often. Now, what's interesting to me and makes me wonder is, how can I use that to understand myself a little bit better or a little bit better, right? So if I speak to you and you're an attractive woman, where am I exaggerating, both positively and negatively, to make myself look better with you specifically, right? If I want you to be a good friend of mine, if you're someone with authority, if you're someone I want to do business with, where and how and in what ways do I exaggerate? And that can probably tell me a little bit better what's the story I'm trying to tell you, right? It can probably tell you it can probably tell me a little bit better what job am I trying to dress for, right? When speaking to you. What story am I telling to different people? Like, what am I trying to convey? Different scenarios and situations. Interesting. I want to know, I think it's important because I think when I know what story I'm trying to tell myself, then I can see why certain things make me feel better about myself, why some days I might not like myself, why some things might be triggers. It kind of shows me why I'm motivated by certain things. And I think that's good. Not because then I can change and fix and correct, but Because when you understand what happens behind the scene, everything just calms down a little bit. You know, if you see a magic trick and you have no clue what's going on, and they're sawing the woman you love, and suddenly you're all like, oh fuck, no, she's in two pieces, oh no. It's kind of scary, right? But if you know exactly what they're doing, it could be impressive because it's difficult to do, and you could be, you know, still enjoying that, like you still see that person in two pieces, and it's still kind of mind-boggling, even though you know what's happening. But it's not this like shock and terror now of weird analogy, right? Yeah, odd analogy. I'll stop here, but you get what I mean. Please give me feedback about this one. Leave a comment or something. Tell me how this new format is. This is more the me processing thoughts just in the middle of my day as I do my normal thinking. There's no big conclusion here. There's no lesson I'm trying to teach. Tell me if this is interesting, if this is enjoyable, if the length of the video is good. Would help me tremendously. And thanks for stopping by.